Hey, what's going on, everybody? Scientist 9, aka the Jot. You know, I always come at you all. I usually come to you all at my Mango Kush podcast, MKPD Cast. If you want to go follow it, definitely always get on there and talk about different aspects of psychological health that also affects the way that you do things in life. Plus, we just talk about society and everything else that goes on in between. It just gives you just another perspective on different things of life. However, though, this primarily DB Fitness, aka Deanback Fitness, this is more for actually strengthening your body, understanding how health really does fucking keep you healthy, and talking about health fucking keeps you healthy. And this is more of a channel to understand the dynamics of what you should do and what you should not do as things are concerned physically. And what I mean by things as they are concerned physically is, you know, what's the best physical method for you to lose weight, or what's the best way for you to build muscle, or what's the best way for you to build, mobility, flexibility, or what are some good options to eat that actually is optimal for your metabolism, and what nutritional value should you hold. And everything is different as far as the health goes. Everybody has their own body, just like a car. Everybody has the same parts of a car, or everybody has the same organs. Like every car of a model has its same parts to help it go. But each thing runs differently. Like every Nissan Frontier, or every Ford Focus, or every Chrysler 200, or every Ford Crown Vic, or every, whatever car, they may have the same pieces or models, but they all still run differently based on the actual driver. So, with that being said, every model that you are given health-wise is just should be used as a guide, unless you are detailing something specifically towards your needs. Everything that is talked about in the health industry and health and wellness and all that good stuff is nothing more than fucking guides that you should use. And we definitely want to guide you in the right direction of what works best for you, But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. I am here to talk to you today about BYOB. And on the Instagram page, go follow us, DB Fitness. On the, or I think it's D_back_fitness, right? But I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. So on the Instagram page, we have BYOB, right? And I've coined, everybody thinks BYOB as bring your own beer, bring your own bottle. There's a different acronym for a lot of different things, okay? However, though, when it comes to BYOB, as far as DB Fitness is concerned, BYOB stands for Build Your Optimal Body, or you can say Build Your Own Body. If you double it up, or we like to square it, Build Your Own Body, Build Your Optimal Body, BYOB, okay? So the whole purpose is for you and me to build your optimal body, but you are building your body. You are doing it yourself with the recollection of resources, with the implementation of different strategies, with the utilization of practices that put you in the optimal form that you can be at physically, okay? And we talk about all that shit. But as far as BYOB is concerned, to me, I say BYOB 2023. Okay, so it's a new year. It should be a new day. It should be another time for you to build your own body, building your optimal body, okay? I know for me, this has been like, I'm not going to get on here and say this has been a fitness journey and all. Listen, it's been fucking hard, all right? It's been fucking terrible. And it's probably going to get pretty bad at other times too. But can I say I've came a lot further from where the hell I was at 10, 15 plus years ago? Absolutely. Where I was at 15 years ago, for those that, and I harp a lot of this on a story, I had Cushing syndrome, right? And that was in 2009, and it lasted about a year as far as in its peak stage. And it it took me years to get the weight down. You know, normally back in 2008, 2009, which is like 15 years ago, I was about 245 to 250, 255, you know, in that range, just depending. I worked out all the time. I was on the weights, on the creatine, on the pre-workout, lifting. I was way bulkier than what I was. And what I mean by bulkier was I was like just big and just muscle, like just like a big, I won't say a big round muscle, but there was no real actual tone or definition. In a sense, there was definition, but it wasn't like I look like a football player. I mean, I still do, but I look like a lineman versus, you know, a running back, right? I mean, versus like a running back or a tight end or a wide receiver now, or a linebacker. I look like a lineman or probably a bigger linebacker back in the damn day. And I think at the highest time, I think just normal, even where I was now, I think I got to like 275. And I just felt, you know, I still feel heavy in that standpoint. So a part of BYOB is understand what weight works for fucking you. You know, don't get on here and say that you should be, I know we have our different measurements as far as what science says, and we're not going to totally go against science in that sense, but science is just information, okay? It's not to be fucking followed biblically. It's just how the shit works, you know? But science can be lied on, but that's a whole nother conversation. But as far as fitness goes, they have the index as far as BMI goes and what you should weigh and what you should, as far as your height goes, okay? Now, genetic-wise, that may change because, again, I'm 6'5", you know, I'm 235, 236, you know, 240 every now and then. Genetic-wise, that's just what the fuck I am. I should be probably, according to the BMI index, probably what, 205 or some shit. I was like a goddamn stick. You know, the only way I can get to 205 and not look very slim is I had to put on a lot of muscle and really chisel the muscle down very slimly. And that's a whole nother body reformation thing that I'm not going through, right? But back to the task at hand. For the last 15 years, it's been BYOB, building your own body, building your optimal body. It's been that. It's been time and time in the weight room, time and time again in the fucking grocery store, time and time again using the fucking DVDs, the downloaded apps, the goddamn the fitness watches. You know, I've done it all. You know, and done CrossFit. I do martial arts now, running, HIIT training. Did that whole insanity movement stuff. What else? Just weightlifting. I mean, I haven't gone to like bodybuilding or anything like that, but I mean, shit, powerlifting. You might as well say I did that back in like, you know, 15 years ago. As heavy I was lifting. And it just didn't make all that sense. Now I think I got to the point where I know what makes sense for me and where I need to go as far as how to do it. And that's the thing that we all have to come to grips with ourselves is you have to learn what works best for you physically, like you do. Where are you going to be at, you know, 10, 20 years down the line? Are you going to be happy with the way you look? Or the way you feel, for that matter, because you can, you know, look good, but also feel like shit physically. So let's put feeling and looking in the same thing as they coincide together. You know, as far as health is concerned, physical aspect, you know, where are you going to be at in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, you know? No, let's the next 30, 40, 50 years, you know? Of course, we don't know anybody's life expectancy. We don't know that. But as far as just living, everybody, we can live to 100 years old. Yes, we can. Like, yes, we can. We can live to 100 years old with the right environment, with the right foods, with the right physical activity. Anybody can live to 100 years old. Plus, genetically, racial-wise, gender-wise, it don't fucking matter. Anybody, because if you don't believe that shit, why are motherfuckers across the globe living to over 100 years old? In this country and other countries. So the point I'm trying to make is, when you find what works for you, what puts you to your optimal health, fucking do it. Just do it, you know, but be healthy about it too. I know it sounds kind of like cliche to say. What I mean by be healthy about it is, if I know that I can sleep for, they say get 8 to 10 hours of sleep, optimally, and science backs it up and all this other type of stuff. So we understand that that's going to go to a body, an individual thing, what works for you for sleep. But if we know that I can get 6 hours of sleep consistently throughout my, months in, and just how I normally function, that's what I do, then that means I'm good at it. That means that my body's adjusted to it. But if I know I only go 23 hours a day working and sleep 1 hour a day, that's not going to be conducive. And you may get a lot of stuff done physically. Let's say that you only sleep an hour a day, but you work out 3 times a day and all this, you're going to crash out. Your body needs time to rest. And that's pretty much the point I'm going to get to. Your body's going to need time to rest. So whatever you're doing in a healthy standpoint, you're going to have to do to whatever optimally builds you, get the amount of rest in. When it comes to nutrition, get your doctor, and this is, again, I'm not saying as far as medical advice, I'm just saying this is fucking common sense. Get your doctor to run a physical on you. Know your numbers. That's, get your blood tested, get, all your, fluids tested, get your body tested, all that stuff, because you want to just start off where you are base. Get your weight, body fat percentage, you can use a little DEXA scan stuff. Just know your numbers. What I mean by knowing your numbers, know where you are starting at. Okay. Now, if you've been working out, kind of already had your kind of flow and go, your numbers, you're kind of generally healthy, kind of like me. As far as I kind of like know numbers, I did all this type of stuff, but you just need a whole new reset to just redo things. Fucking just start with your damn weight, start with your body image, and just say in your head, this is where I'm going to go at, and just fucking go to it. And what I mean by that, as far as going to it, that means getting a plan, sticking with the shit, and going with it. Now, again, you're going to have to modify the plan. The reason I say modify a plan is you're going to have to modify it because over time, your body's going to adjust to it. Hands down, your body gets used to doing certain things. That's the beauty of it. It gets used to certain things, and it has to have other ways of expressing the physical movement or physical restraint to build itself. Because again, if you do something over and over and over, it's called muscle memory. Your body's going to get used to it. Your body's going to remember it. It's going to come in easily, naturally. So you're going to have to change as far as what you're doing, as far as what you eat, as far as what you do physically. That's just testing your body to different limits. I'm not saying that if you run 1 mile and you get that done in 30 minutes, that by the next week you need to get down to 15 minutes. That may not be possible, but the point I'm trying to make is, if you've been running a mile over and over, you got from 30 minutes, and then you can run in 27 minutes, and you can run in 25, and then you can run in 20, and then 15, and 10, and you just run a mile, that means you've gotten better. That means you need to go and do something better or faster. Run 2 miles, try to increase the speed even faster. So the point I'm trying to make is physically, don't get stuck. And you will hit a plateau. That's the point that you have to put your mind, and you have to put your training and put your methods and use science and research to see what works and what doesn't work. That's the point and beauty of building your own body, right? And building your optimal body. You're going to treat this shit like a fucking science experiment, and you're going to do what works. But when I say do it in a healthy manner, I mean do it in a healthy manner, like eating healthy foods, getting enough water. If you do take supplements, which we have, take the supplements that don't have a bunch of shit in it. Take the supplements that don't have all the heavy metals, all the extra additives, all the extra processed stuff. You don't really want to have that type of stuff, as you're consuming to get healthier, because everything has its drawbacks, good or bad. And the thing about it, you don't want to put the bad in because it will have its drawbacks. So if you are going to take if you're going to take nutritional supplements, DB Fitness does offer them. We do have our proteins, we have our pre-workouts, we have more things coming down the pipeline. But if you are particularly to a brand, or you like to take certain things, then make sure it does not have extra additives on there. We will jump into plenty of videos to say what to take and what not to take, and what you should keep in your body, what you should not keep in your body, especially if you're trying to get the physique that you want. Because you're going to have to try a number of things to see what works for you. And that's the beauty of the BYOB method, okay? Now, with that being said, as you BYOB. I've always said it's in a Male Kush podcast, or MK Syndicate type stuff. When you do work out, as far as the BYOB, find what workout program works for you too as well. If you want to do a number of workout programs or a number of different physical activities, that is absolutely fine. But just find out what flow works best for you. So, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I do martial arts, so that's boxing and kickboxing. I do yoga. I do weightlifting. I run. Sometimes I hike, depending on if the matter. And that's just the most of the things that I do right then and there. Just a small sample of things what I do. Have I done CrossFit back in a few years? Yeah, I haven't, but we're just saying what I do daily right now. So that works for me as far as my schedule goes. Now, if you want to combine all that stuff together or even do even more, then it's for you to sit down and come with a plan to see how that works for you and how that works for your schedule. So again, find out what food works for you, get to know your numbers, go to your doctor, see a dietitian, nutritionist, whoever, a trainer. Just know your numbers, okay? After that, set up a nutritional plan. Simple as that. Find out what you should be eating, find out what you should take out, and again, that's going back to knowing your numbers. And then after you got that, find out how you're going to build your muscle, lose fat, do whatever you do, shape the body that you need to shape by the different physical activity. Again, I named off a few. We are going to have different videos about what was a good practice for you as far as what's good for you and what has been good for me. Because I'm going to do check-ins with this BYOB. It's going to be a consistent thing, and the check-ins are going to be not only just for me to hold myself accountable, but it's going to be for all those out there listening in to see what I've been doing and seeing if you want to practice it. Or hey, you can also see like, hey, this guy's been doing this. Let's jot this down and let's try this as well. Or let's see this. Or it could be encouragement. Simple as that. There can be a number of things that you can learn from this video. But the point I'm trying to make is just BYOB, okay? Also, too, in that description, we got the BYOB plan. It's just a simple plan as far as helping you get yourself structured and building your own body and building your optimal body. It's down in the description. Click the link. You see it. Hit me with a message. I'll walk you through every step of the way. That is what I'm here for. I am fucking here to help you experiment and to find out how you can build your optimal body. But with that being said, make sure you jot that one down from the Jot, aka Scientist 9 to S.A.G.E. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you all on the other side.